What's going on, everyone? We are back for another quick video update, and this video is all about how to create comic books or how to find comic book templates to actually use for our KDP low and no content books. And this is something that I've really been spending a lot more time exploring as I've been trying to grow my KDP business and really start to learn the platform a little bit better and really move away from just doing the simple, lined notebooks or journals. So just kind of making these nicer custom interiors and tapping into these new niches. So with that being said, before we get into the video, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about print-on-demand e-commerce or KDP low and no content books. I make videos every week about the different strategies and tricks and platforms that I am testing out as I grow online businesses. And of course, check the description down below. I'm going to put links to all the tools and tricks that we talk about in this and my other videos, so make sure you guys check that out. So that being said, we're going to hop into this video in 1 second, but before we do, I do need to give a shout out to Stacking Profits. Now, I'm going to put a link to this channel down below. I highly recommend you guys check Patty's channel out. He puts out videos at a remarkable rate. Every single day he has a video about low and no content books or something else, related to starting an online business. And the reason I'm shouting this video out, and him in specific, is that one of the strategies I'm going to talk about in this video on how to make these comic book interiors, I learned from watching one of his videos right here. So I'm going to put a link to this video. Make sure you guys check that out. And I am giving the credit where credit is due because he did a great video on one of these strategies that I will show you guys at the end of this video. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. Now, the first place that I want to show you guys is BookBolt. Now, if you guys don't already know, BookBolt's a really great tool for researching for KDP, but they also have a really robust design system. So I am going to go ahead and log in. Now, there is a link down below in the description. If you guys do choose to sign up, I'd appreciate if you use my link. It does buy me a cup of coffee, so I really appreciate that if you guys end up getting this program. I'm going to go ahead and log in over here, blur these credentials out really quick. Now, this is the BookBolt designer. We aren't going to be using the designer itself. What we're actually going to do is click on, should pop up 1 second. What we are going to do, there it is click on the download ready to use interiors. Now, this is going to prompt us to choose an interior from these pre-made interiors that they already have. And you guys will see that they have everything from just blank pages to these line pages, maybe a journal format, wide ruled. Then we have kind of these unique ones too, right? Recipe books, scuba diving, these hexagons, fishing logbook, right? What we want to get to are comic books, and they have two options right now. They have this comic book with the comic title at the top and this second one right here. Now, these obviously they're very basic, but if you guys are just looking for something that you can take, download immediately with no hassle, and you want to just pump out designs, I highly recommend checking this out. So if we wanted to download this, we can go ahead and select the option that we want. I'm going to choose bleed because that's what I've been doing for most of my designs. Select the size, and then we're going to put in 120 pages. Obviously, we can do more or less depending on how big we want to make this book, and click download. And you guys will see that within 30 seconds here, we already have a downloaded interior. And this is 120 pages of this exact same format. Now, I like this if I'm going quick and I just want something cut and dry that I can easily download. But you guys will notice all the pages are going to be the same. They're all a very basic design. So this serves its purpose, but we might want to do something a little bit more. The next tool I want to show you guys is Tangent Templates. Now, I got Tangent Templates. It's a one-time payment. I believe it's $59. I have no affiliation with them, but kind of the same deal. We noticed they have a lot of these pre-built templates in here, really high quality. We have very basic ones, obviously, the blank page, college ruled page. And then they just have a few different options that I really like. Story page, guitar tab, sheet music, these half and half pages. And if I scroll down a little bit further, we have, some unique stuff, sermon journals, but this is what I wanted to show you guys. We have the comic book and storyboard options. They have 4 options right now. So we have a little bit more of a variety here, and we can choose, between these 4 different options, and it's the exact same deal, right? If we wanted to choose, let's say, this guy right here, we're going to click on that. And again, we put in our trim size here, 8 by 10, 120 pages, bleed, and we could click download interior. And just like that, we have a nice comic book interior that we can use to start making journals on the KDP platform. Now, the final tactic, and this is actually the one that takes a little bit more time, is using Canva and Google Slides. And this is the one that I mentioned from this video on Stacking Profits. what we're going to do is come over to Canva. If you guys don't know what Canva is, it's a great resource. I highly recommend you check it out. It's free. They do have some paid elements that I, to be honest, don't really ever use, but we're going to want to create a new design. So we have a blank design here. And the first thing we're going to want to do is start filling this out. So what we want to do is kind of add these boxes on here however we want. So it's fun because we do get to choose exactly what we want. If we choose the elements option, we can go down to the shapes right here, click into all, and we just want to get a lined box. So we can choose the curved edges or the rounded edges, or we can just choose something simple like this. I like to change the color so it's black, but if you guys want to change, choose a different one, obviously you can do that as well. And what we're going to want to do is just align this however we want. Make sure you guys leave the space on the margins for that bleed area, because we do know that KDP will reject it, obviously, if we're not meeting their standards here. So again, we're just going to go ahead and build this out. So we can literally drag these in, and then when we're ready, we can actually copy and just keep pasting to get more. So it's really easy to do this quickly. Let's go ahead. Oops. And what I like to do is leave a little bit of space between the different window panes. Let's actually do something smaller up here. Do another one. And let's do one small one down here at the bottom. And you guys can see it's super easy. This is drag and drop. We can make it exactly how we want. So we can customize these, and let's just finish this one up. All right, so we have a very simple first page. Now what I like to do is add on a second page here. And if we wanted to, we could even duplicate this if we wanted to just start with kind of what we had. And now I might want to just switch this up a little bit so we have some variety, right? So now that one, so we have slightly different. And let's actually trash this one. We'll do one more. And you guys can do as many variations, right, as you want. So let's actually take this out. Make that bigger. So for the sake of this video, this is good. Now what I like to now do is actually go ahead and add some speech bubbles. The best way to get these, so Canva does have some options if we do search, but I'll show you guys why you're not going to want to use these. If we search speech, we see there are a bunch of free options here for the speech bubbles. The problem is if we bring any of these in, there's no lining around them or border, so they're all white, which, if we wanted to do a black background on here, I don't really know why we'd want to do that, or maybe we want to do some other color. Obviously we could then maybe want to use some of these speech bubbles, but in this case, we are not going to do that. We're going to leave it simple. We want to appeal to the masses here. So what I like to do is go over to Pixabay, and Pixabay is another great resource for finding these free, commercial-free images and vector artwork that we can actually use. We're going to just type in speech bubble here. And you guys will notice a bunch of options come up. These are all going to work for us. If we click into any of them, the nice thing is that if you read over here on the right, Pixabay license, free for commercial use, and no attribution required. So we can just go ahead and download this and then come back to Canva. And if we go to the uploads area, we can upload that right into the Canva. I've already uploaded a bunch of these. And so now what I like to do is actually just go ahead and put some of these into my design and just change things up. Each page I'm going to do something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and add this one. And you guys can see really quick we have something nice and custom coming together. Maybe this is a fight scene. Let's actually see if we can do something cool. And we can, spend time in here and just play around with this. And let's just add one more. All right, just like that, we have our first page done. Let's actually make this one kind of pop out, just so we have a nice cool effect. And again, we can repeat this process, change things up, do it as many times as we want. Maybe this one we want to just do one of these. And we won't do anything to change this last one. So guys, just like that, it's taken just a few minutes and we already have something, decent here that we can play around with. And this was super customizable. So now what I'm going to want to do is choose To download this, we're going to download one page at a time. So we'll do page 1. Let's go ahead and get that second one downloaded, page 2. And the last one, page 3. All right, now that we have those pages downloaded, the next step is to come over to Google Slides. Google Slides is free, which is super nice. And I've been using this a lot for creating some kind of customized interiors. Other people like RJ Martinez talks a lot about this as well. First thing we want to do is actually get the page size setup. So we're going to click File, Page Setup, and choose our custom dimensions. I'm going to just do the 8x10. Obviously, remember that there is some margin for the bleed area, so you do want to think about that and maybe get those designs the formatting exactly. And I'm going to delete these ones off. And what we're going to do is just insert these images. So upload from computer. And just like that, guys, we already have this inserted in here to make sure it fits to our page. That looks great. So we have our first page actually put in. Now what we can do is, let's see, we need to add a new page. So there's a few different ways we can do this. We can just right click here or control click and do a new slide and repeat this process again. So let's go ahead and put it in our second page here. And one more time, we're going to get that third one in, new slide. All right, so we have our first 3 pages of this. Now, how do we actually change things up a little bit more? There's one really simple way to do this. So we can go ahead and let's click on this one. We can duplicate this slide. And we're going to drag this one down just for some variety. And then with this design, we can actually right click on it or control click, and we can rotate this guy and flip it. So what we're going to do is just flip horizontally, and you guys will see it just flips the entire thing. So now we have, again, we've added another variation to our journal, and we can keep doing this down the way. So let's do it one more time with this guy. Duplicate the slide, and we can add as many pages as we want. So if we want to do 120 pages, no sweat, we can just do 120 pages here really quick, and then we're going to download this document, and then we can use this and update it or upload it directly into KDP. So flip horizontally, and you guys get the idea. So this is a really, really simple way to go about doing this. We can add tons and tons of pages through here and really quickly make our own custom interior for KDP comic books. So that we can kind of tap into these new niches. So I hope that video was helpful for you guys. Again, just as a quick recap, the first strategy is using BookBolt and using the custom interiors that they already have. The second one is to use Tangent templates. It's a one-time payment, it's $59, I believe. And again, you get access to all of those templates. And then the third way is to use Canva to create your initial design, and then to go to Google Slides to actually import this in. Make sure you customize it, flip some things, edit some stuff, and then download this and actually upload it into KDP. And one more time, I'm just going to give a shout out, Stacking Profits. Check him out. This strategy I learned from him, and I highly recommend checking his channel out. So I hope that video was helpful. I had to share that with you guys because I got so much value out of it. So I hope it was helpful for you as well. And as always, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check the description down below. And with that being said, we will see you in the next video. Cheers.